What is cooking? Part 3. Stoves and fuels. Good morning, children. How are you all? I am very sure all of you are keeping fine and are happy at home. In the last 2 classes, we have learnt a few things about cooking. In the first part, we have learnt about different utensils that are used in kitchen. In the second part of the lesson, we have learnt about the different methods of cooking. And today, we are going to learn about the different types of stoves and fuels that are used in cooking. What are stoves? A stove is a piece of equipment which provides heat. We cook food by placing it over the fire. There are different stoves available. The stove is a piece of equipment which provides heat, that gives out heat. Stoves cannot generate heat and cook food on its own. We use materials known as fuels to burn and produce heat. So fuels are materials used to produce heat or power by burning. So in order to cook, we need stove as well as fuel. Stove and fuel. Only then we are able to cook food. Learn these 2 words, dear children. They are very, very important. S-T-O-V-E, stove. F-U-E-L, fuel. Stove, fuel. So let's learn about different types of stoves and different types of fuels that are used while cooking. Here is the first kind of stove. This is a traditional stove that were used in homes even from many years ago. This is a mud stove or clay stove. As we can see here, mud is used here to prepare the stove. Sometimes they use stones too. Stones are kept together and the mud is used to cover it up, and a shape is built up so that the vessels and utensils can be kept over this stove. But look at this stove. How does it burn? What helps it in burning? Yes, it's the firewood. The homes where you have mud stove or clay stove, people also keep a collection of firewood. They place this firewood in the stove and light a fire. The fire begins to burn bright. It produces heat. And in this heat, the food gets cooked. So the fuel that is used in mud stove is firewood. The fuel that is used in mud stove or clay stove is firewood. Here is yet again another mud stove or clay stove. But here the fuel is different. It is known as cowdung cakes. Cowdung cakes. Dungs from the cow and animals are collected together, and the women make such patterns on the wall. As you can see here, they collect and make cake-like formations over the wall, and they get dried up over many days. These dried cow dungs are then collected and brought to the kitchen. They are broken and put in the fireplace, and when you light it, it burns, releasing a lot of heat. So this is known as cowdung cakes. Cowdung cakes are also used in mud stove or clay stove. So here, cowdung cakes are also a type of fuel that is used in mud stove. The next type of stove is very, very familiar to all of you. This is a gas stove. As you can see in the picture, you have the stove here with burners. These are known as burners. There are 3 burners on the top here, and the knobs are also there. Now how does it burn? It cannot burn on its own. We have to give a fuel. The fuel that is used in gas stove is liquid petroleum gas. It is known as liquid petroleum gas. In short, we call it LPG. These are the three letters of these words. L for liquid, P for petroleum, G for gas. LPG. This gas is available in cylinders. So there is a connection given from the gas cylinder to the stove with a pipe. Then when you switch on the knob and then light the fire burns, and then you can place the pot with food in it for cooking. We get petroleum from underground. So the fuel that is used in gas stove is liquid petroleum gas. The next type of stove that is used in cooking is known as a kerosene stove. Most of you have seen it. Many of you have used it. A kerosene stove has got a tank at the bottom. Then you use a pump to pump the kerosene out, and the kerosene reaches the wicks and you are able to light the fire. So the fuel that is used in a kerosene stove is a liquid known as kerosene. It is blue in color. We get this kerosene also from underground. So kerosene is used in kerosene stove. This is a coal stove, a stove that uses coal as fuel. This is the stove here. You can see the fire burning here. And what is used here is coal. Coal is a type of rock that you get from underground. Now if you dig the ground, you may not get it. This is found very, very deep inside the earth. How is it formed? Coal is a type of rock we get from under the earth. It is black in color. Coal is formed over millions of years. Dead plants got decayed in the heat and pressure of the earth for years, and they are changed into coal. When we burn coal, it releases heat, and this is used in coal stove. Coal is the fuel that is used in a coal stove. Here is yet another stove which is known as solar cooker. This is a box-like stove. It uses the sunlight to cook food. Food is placed in containers and kept inside the solar cooker. You can see here 4 different boxes of food kept in this container, and there is a glass lid, and the sunlight falls onto the glass, and the heat is absorbed by the cooker, and in this heat the food gets cooked. This is the cheapest of all fuels that we have seen so far, because sunlight costs nothing. It is free. Other fuels are expensive. They also get over fast because they are limited. Coal, oil, petroleum, all these are found under the earth, and firewood also gets formed over many years. So we must use them with care. Another type of stove is known as electric stove. You can see an electric stove here which has got coils inside it. When electricity passes through it, the coils get heated up and the food gets cooked in this heat. So the fuel that is used here is electricity. Induction stove. This is also a type of stove that you see in most of the homes. We use electricity in induction stove, and the cooktop is a particular glass material which helps the stove to remain cool even while the food is cooking. So dear children, let us observe this picture here. Look at the different types of stoves here, and there are also names of fuels given here. Let us match the stove with the fuel. Let's read them first. Kerosene oil, coal, electricity, gas, wood, sunlight, cowdung cakes. Kerosene oil. So you can see kerosene oil is matched to the kerosene stove. Coal. This is the stove where we use coal. Electricity. You can see an electric stove down. Gas. Yes, gas stove. Wood is used in mud stove. Sunlight is used in solar cooker. Cowdung cakes are also used in mud stove. So this is an exercise that you find in your textbook on page 65. Which are the other things you can prepare without cooking? Now we have learned all about different food items that are to be cooked, but there are certain food items that you can prepare without cooking. Here is an example: lemon water. This can be prepared by the following steps. Mix sugar in water, add lemon juice, strain it. Lemon water is ready. Now think of other food items that can be prepared without cooking. Here is an example. Fruit salad can be prepared without cooking. What do you need to prepare fruit salad? First, wash, peel and cut apple, papaya, banana, pineapple, etc. You can also add pomegranate seeds, grapes, etc. Then add a spoon of lemon juice and sugar. Then mix well and the fruit salad is ready. You can try it by yourself. You can ask your parents to help you in cutting the fruits, but other things you can do by yourself. Another dish that you can prepare without cooking is fruit juice. So here is how carrot and apple juice can be prepared. Clean and cut carrot and apple. Take a piece of ginger. You can add a small piece of ginger. Add sugar and water. Use a blender to juice the ingredients. Pour into a glass and the juice is ready. So here are two examples that are given by me. You can write your own examples. Ask your mother about different items that can be prepared without cooking. So let's remember certain points. Mud stove or clay stove uses firewood or cowdung cakes for fuel. Fuel used in gas stove is LPG, liquid petroleum gas. Solar cooker uses sunlight to cook food. Kerosene is the fuel used in kerosene stove. Salads, fruit juices and sandwiches are food items that can be prepared without cooking. So dear children, watch this video, learn the new words, learn the names of different stoves and fuels, learn spelling, read your lesson well. Thank you.